and I couldn't recall any. And so I went to Google it, and lo and behold, it just hit me that I have just broken the glass ceiling, and I'm actually the first female to be appointed to this office. And I felt very grateful to God and to His Excellency for giving me that opportunity.
Do you think that it puts a lot of pressure on you again? And sometimes some will say that it is not fair when it comes to the issue about female and women in terms of being given the opportunity, even when sometimes they are way better than their male counterparts. Sometimes the pressure is so hard to deliver, and also to make a case that, you know, women can do great things, and they've set the standards all over the world.
Yes, I've always said that women have to work twice as hard as their male counterparts. And, you know, because like what you just said, you know, sometimes you have women who are overqualified, because I always use this example. We sit in the same classroom with men. Sometimes we even teach them.
The first class.
Yes, sometimes we even teach them to pass. But when it comes to being given opportunities, then they would say there's a quota. But the good news is that I think we are going past that. His Excellency, the President, has appointed a lot of women, including myself. We have a very a big example. Our Vice President is the first female Vice President to be in that position. So we are making headway, but you know, sometimes we have to work twice as hard to get to where our colleagues that we sat in the same classroom would get.
Do you think that, Your Excellency, it's very unfortunate sometimes? I mean, that sometimes we even have to set up a day to try and celebrate women, to try and reinforce some of these things, that you have to break the glass ceiling, you have to, even politics, pushing for quota, women representation in parliament, you know, it takes a personal commitment, sometimes we say, of a president to push for some of these things that after years of independence, years of development, we are still struggling with some of these things.
Yes, it's unfortunate, because we have women who are more than qualified to be in certain positions. But I guess sometimes to the women, it may be due to the nature of our politics. You know, sometimes women don't want to be involved, you know, all the insults that come with it. But yes, we have overqualified women who can take positions, and it takes a great leader like His Excellency to be able to see the potential in women, to say that I am pushing the agenda of women, and I'm going to give women the opportunity to lead.
Apart from that, for you, moving away from the personal commitment, for you, what do you think should be done going forward? We've passed the affirmative bill and all those things. What should be done so that it doesn't become as if it's a favor when I have to appoint Madam Zita, knowing what she did in politics, to her to represent Ghana in a very, very key diplomatic mission in the world?
Yes, I mean, women should be appointed based on their qualification, not to say that because there's a quota, we are fulfilling that quota. So if you know that this person, this individual is qualified for the job, yes, why not? So going forward, I think we should look at that more.
Let's look at how people in the commission have received you personally on your appointment. Have they been wonderful, or just trying to play Mr. Nice Guy because that's the president's appointment, so if I want to keep my job, I should be nice to me?
No, not at all. They've been very, very nice, very warm. We actually, a family here at the High Commission. We work as a team, all of us together. You should see us going on working trips, laughing and joking together. They've been awesome. I mean, I have a great team, and I enjoy working with them. Not just the High Commission staff. In fact, the whole Ghanaian community. When I arrived, they welcomed me warmly. I had various sectors of the Ghanaian community, Christian Council, traditional Nananom, the Muslim group. Different groups came to welcome me. And since then, George, it's been wonderful. I personally go out there to meet the Ghanaian community on weekends. I do have town hall meetings with them. We engage, and they're always looking forward to meeting me. And, you know, I operate an open door policy here at the High Commission. So, you know, people now feel welcome to come in, whereas the information I picked from them is that in the past they didn't even know where the High Commission was. So I've been encouraging them that we are here to serve them. I'm here to serve them. I represent the president here. And so our doors are open to them. If there are issues, if there are business opportunities they want to talk about, they are welcome to walk in. And that's how I've been operating. It's been wonderful since I got here. The community is great. My staff, they are all wonderful, and I enjoy it.
Have you been surprised by this reception that has come to you? Because again, and sorry, I'm just rapping over this about the glass ceiling that you broke, and maybe you're very apprehensive that would I get that warm reception again from others who've been here, sitting down, reviewing some of these engagements. Have you been surprised by it?
Oh, not at all. You see, George, what you put in is what you get. So if you're nice to people, people will also be nice to you. But if I decide not to be nice to people and I keep to myself, then I am not going to receive that same energy. So it's the energy that you put in. And I think that my energy attracts a lot of people to me, especially young ladies, knowing that I'm the first female to occupy this office since 1957 when we gained independence. You know, it's like I'm like a role model to them. So it's the energy you put in. If you put in negative energy, or you're not smiling, or you always rude to people, then I don't think the goodwill that I'm enjoying from the Ghanaian community would be the same. I think it would be different.
Moving from politics, Minister of State, to more of diplomacy now, which sometimes you are so careful about what you say and you're looking at your back, and there are a lot of protocols on what you have to do and not to do. Maybe it's early days yet, but how has it been for you? And has it sometimes, one former president talked about how he had to pinch himself to ensure that he doesn't do certain things. Does it sometimes come to you, so you have to pinch yourself that I am now a diplomat, I am not an out-and-out politician, so certain things I cannot say, certain things I cannot do, and how you should be even welcoming to people of all spheres of life, because you are more of a president here, representing the president in the UK.
Yes, absolutely. That is the situation. But you see, I'm a politician. My profile always says politician, diplomat. Yeah. You see, I'm a politician, so the politics runs in the blood. You can't take it out. But I'm also here as a diplomat, representing the nation. And so for me, in my capacity as a diplomat, I put the national interest first. So in my office, everybody's welcome. We don't do politics here. It doesn't matter what political background. Once you're a Ghanaian, I've told them that once you're a Ghanaian, everybody's welcome to walk in, and then let's have the discussion that would move Ghana forward. So it's not easy being a diplomat, you know, coming from the political background, but you know, it also helps you take decisions and shapes your mind on what to do. But most of the time, you know, sometimes people, knowing that you're a politician, would come and try and provoke you, and then you can't talk, because then they'll say, "Oh, you're a diplomat. You're not supposed to supposed to do that." But that takes a lot of strength to do, and I think that I'm a diplomat now.
Has it been a struggle for you? Because where you want to straddle between those two things and ensure that combining these two?
No, it's not. It's not. I'm able to perform the role of a diplomat perfectly when I'm supposed to. But for now, I'm not in the political mood. For now, I'm a diplomat.
How difficult again has it been for you? I mean, some will say that the president might say that he was elected on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress Party, but he is a president for all. Madam Zita is a High Commissioner for all. But again, How do you struggle between the two about sometimes being forced to have the party's interests at heart and also knowing that you are a diplomat for everyone?
Oh no, I don't think I'm forced to have the party's interests at heart. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. I do interact. I do interact with them as brothers and sisters. We are all Ghanaians, and I remember that when I arrived, we invited the MPP UK chairperson to be part of my welcome party. So yes, there are people sometimes when we have events, they are known NPP. I interact with everyone. I'm interacting with them at that point, as Ghanaians. So yes, as for my party, I do enjoy interacting with them. But over here, like I said, when we meet is about Ghana and national issues.
The Ghanaian community here, again, you have an open door policy. How has the relationship been with them, with all the challenges where you are a president and sometimes you have to collaborate with the host country when there are problems and all those things? That is sometimes a headache for every high commissioner and ambassador to a country. How has it also been like in trying to manage all these things with those who would give you problems and those who also help you as well?
We do have a huge diaspora here in the UK. The figure is between 300,000 to 500,000. It's Ghanaians, yes. We have a huge diaspora. I've been trying to encourage them to register with us online on our website because we want to have the exact figure. But the Ghanaian community here, they conduct themselves very well. Yes, of course, there will be one or two problems that would rear up, but on the whole, the Ghanaian community is very highly respected amongst our host country. We have doctors, we have social workers, we have nurses, we have Ghanaian teachers. They are in all the important sectors of this country, contributing their quota to this country. And so they are highly respected. I've visited them since I've been here. I've been to Milton Keynes, Cambridge. I just returned from Scotland. I went to meet some of them in Edinburgh and then also in Glasgow. So yes, we've been engaging and it's been awesome. I've been visiting their businesses to see how they're doing, what issues they have as business people, how as a mission we can help them resolve some of the relationship. From our side, what we are trying to do as a mission is to improve our consular services to them. And so when I took over, we set up the customer service desk to help with, answering their calls, their queries, which was a huge issue before I got here.
And how come? Because there have been a lot of complaints from Ghanaians who complain that trying to reach the High Commission for assistance is a huge headache.
Yes.
What have you done to resolve?
No, I've done a lot. Like I'm saying, we set up the customer service desk, so they are able to reach us. We have dedicated people now on our phone lines. And sometimes, people will call and they stay on for like 40 minutes or an hour. So that creates a little problem when someone is on the line and waiting and someone is on the line for 40 minutes or so. So yes, but we are trying to do our best to ensure that problem is gone. We've done that. We've reintroduced the mobile passport services. We just got back from Scotland to provide that service. Saturday, we registered about 118 Ghanaians who needed passports. So instead of traveling all the way from Scotland to London to come and do the passport application, we go to them. We've done Manchester, we've done Dublin, we've done Birmingham. We've done about 5 cities since I got here. And we hope to take it to the other cities as well.
In terms of the registration, have they been that responsive? You've had situations where Ghanaians, now they have dual citizenship, they have different documentation, different passport, and sometimes they don't want to be known here. Some have also not regularized their documentations here, and sometimes they are not responsive in coming out to register with the High Commission or embassies around the world. How has it been in terms of this whole registration bit about getting Ghanaians to register?
I think that before they didn't know. So now when I engage them in their town halls or I visit their churches, I do church visitations on Sundays. So when I visit them, I try and tell them. And it's been good. The response has been good. Some of them said they didn't know. I assure them that whatever data we are collecting...
You won't give it out to the UK government to go after them?
No, not at all. There's no way we'll do that. It is for... it's going to be like a policy... it's for policy purposes, so that it would even help governments back home to be able to plan for the diasporans here. We know exactly number of people we have. Apart from that, you remember what happened in the Middle East? We had to evacuate some Ghanaians. You know, if something like that happens, then we have the correct data. We know where every Ghanaian is. We know that these are the number of Ghanaians that we are evacuating. But if we don't have the correct data and there's an emergency, how do you reach them? You see, but it is not for outside consumption. It is for in-house consumption, the data that we want to collect.
As a diplomat, I don't know what the Vienna Agreement says, but you're supposed to also collaborate with your host country. If the UK government, then in times where there's data fishing and trying to get data everywhere, put pressure on you that we want this data. Is this something that you're not going to surrender to the UK government because per your diplomatic arrangement, you're supposed to collaborate with them?
No. No, I don't think so. We have things that we do with them. For instance, when a Ghanaian is arrested and is about to be deported, is incumbent on us to provide a travel document. So we do that, but we are not going to give data of personal data of our people out. We have to protect our people's interests as well.
Talking about Ghanaians here, I know one of the things that hit you up when you just assumed office was about Ghanaians studying in the UK. As you speak right now, has the issue been resolved?
George, that's a £32 million issue.
That is the cost?
Yes, £32 million between 2020 to 2025. That was a debt that was left behind, 2024, because we took over in 2025. And so in 2025, actually it was £35 million from 2020 to 2025. And in 2024, and in 2025, we paid an amount of £3 million out of that debt. And fortunately, just this last week, we received our first quarter allocation. You know, so we are hoping that the second quarter allocation would come, third quarter and fourth quarter, and that would help us, you know, offset some chunk of the amount that is owed. But I believe that the people who created the debt were negligent and reckless in piling up such a debt from 2020 to 2024. Because if they had started paying like we are paying now, I don't think that the debt would be that much. Apart from that, the number of students that were brought, it looks like they didn't have the budget for it, but they kept bringing in students. And you see, it is not just the debt that has been left behind for government, which is a problem. The students themselves are in so much, they are in so much trouble. You know, they are not happy. Some of them are going through a lot. So they did not just create a mess for government, but they also, the beneficiaries who got those letters are now more like victims, you know, so because they have been left hanging.
What was the, I mean, I know that often there are briefing notes, there are handing over notes. What accounted for the non-payment of these monies all over the years?
That's why I said it's negligence and recklessness. You know, the ability to think that I can just issue award letters to people without the corresponding budget to go with it. You know that government works with budget. Every year, Ministry of Education will submit a budget for their projects. So I feel that they were negligent and reckless because they gave out these award letters, scholarship award letters, without any sense of direction or of how much was involved or whether we have the budget for it. They were just issuing issuing award letters. But the good news, however, is that under His Excellency the President, a law has been passed, the Scholarship Act. The Scholarship Act has been passed, and that is going to regulate how scholarships are awarded, you know. So I'm very happy about it. And I'm also happy about, I think one of the sections, 31. 31 is very clear that if you are given the scholarship, you have to come back and serve. If you don't come back and serve, then they would consider it as you owing government. So it will be a debt on the students that they have to pay, including interest. So I'm happy that there's now regulation that is going to direct how scholarships are awarded, how government retrieve taxpayers' money that is spent on students abroad.
Has there been any engagement also on your part with some of the institutions, or even maybe the education secretary or the education as well? Because some of them are being thrown out. Some of them don't even want to work with letters. So I mean, we know how important a letter from the Republic of Ghana is, even some assurance. Whilst you started making these payments, is there any unofficial engagement between some of the schools to give them the assurance that those that genuinely came here and had the right documentations, government would honor their debts?
Yes, we've had engagements with the schools. But George, you know that this debt didn't arise in a day. It's been years, and the schools, you know, allowed it to be. Some of the students also didn't follow up on their payments. I have, for instance, one student who owes 3 years tuition. It comes to about 87,000 pounds. That doesn't include his 4th year. His course is 4 years. So that student alone, we have to cough up about 100,000 pounds to pay for his education. And all the 3 years that he's been here, the government that brought him, or the former registrar who brought him, didn't pay anything. He's just been there, and so it's been 3 years. So, well, I've been engaging the students themselves. Unfortunately, every time they write a letter to meet me, and I want to make this clear, the scholarships fall under Scholarship Secretariat. I am sort of just a supervisor on it because it falls under they are situated under the Ghana Mission. Okay, so when they come, I try to listen to them and then use my good office to write to Accra to see how best we can get Scholarship Secretariat to support them. But before they even write any petition, they come to you, they come to Joy, they go to City, they go to the media, they run to the media, and yes, they go, and then they go and hold press conferences and grant interviews before they even give me the chance to meet them. But in spite of that, I still do call them, we meet and we talk. So for instance, Labra University, the students came here, we sat down, I tried to get the registrar, because those 6 that came here, they were about to graduate in December 2025. So I tried to talk to the registrar to see how best we can allow them to graduate. We'll give them a letter that definitely we know we owe them, we will pay. What the school said to me was that there's like a backlog of 4 years that needs to be cleared of students that had graduated. So even if we bring money from Accra and decide to come and pay just for these 6 students, the money will be used to offset the debts that the previous graduates owe, and then their certificates will be released to them. We owe Labra University 500,000 pounds. Yes, that's what's left. And I just want to put on record, this is the debt that was left by the former registrar, who is now in Parliament. He's an MP.
Interesting. This is PM Express Business Edition, engaging Ghana's High Commissioner to UK and Ireland as we talk about closing the trade and investment relation between Ghana and the UK. We've talked about the first part, issues in UK settling down, but as we move to the second part, we're looking at investment, trade and economic issues as you engage Her Excellency to the Republic of UK and Ireland here on PM Express Business Edition. Right back after this break.
Can he tee up someone in red? And it goes to
That's who goal for. What 5 Champions League? You want to know? I be the real goat.
Who is the goat? Ghana Jollof or Nigerian Jollof?
Ghana Jollof has no co-equal. The smell alone. Oh my God.
No, that shift. You two they lie, eh? Now the same stew when they use cook the rice and then they go put them for top.
Hey! You are lying. Ghana Jollof.
I knew this year. Forget everybody. Yeah. My guy. Put some respect on the goat. On the goat. The only goat I know lives in Tama. Every year we dey give to you back. We are talking about BET. I want some Yadiaji face. Except be the goat, huh? My guy, him be the goat.
Though our choice of goats may differ in football, music, and jollof, Alomo Bitters always brings us together. Alomo, experience greatness in every moment.
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18 and recommended to pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number 1, let's bring Baby Girl. Let's bring. He did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes.
If you want quality, this be where you belong.
Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it dey carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it dey make water dey flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
Oh, miss you guys.
For every sacrifice.
Hey, darling.
Close your eyes, baby.
Every silent prayer.
Wow.
Thank you for being a wonderful moment.
Thank you.
I'm sure you love it.
She gave her all. Now it's your turn to give back something precious.
For everything you are and all things you do. Happy Mother's Day, love.
Oh, thank you.
This Mother's Day, celebrate her with something as precious as she is. Gold bought jewelry. Pure, precious, proudly Guinean.
Welcome back to PM Express Business Edition, engaging Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and Ireland as we look at investment, economy, attraction in this global mission where some would say that a lot of things are going on. But how do we position ourselves to be the preferred investment destination for businesses in UK and Ireland? I'm engaging Ghana's High Commissioner to this area. And madam, we're talking about the scholarship issue and this 34 million pounds that you spoke about. All these things are tuition that government or GOG owes these schools, right?
Tuition and stipends. Tuition and stipends. So, for instance, we have people who completed their course maybe in 2023, but they claim that the award letter promised to give them stipends, and so government owes them stipends, But they were supposed to have completed in 2023, but they're still here asking for stipends. In fact, the PhD cohort, we owe them about £5 million, which includes tuition and stipends. And the leadership, if you look at the leadership of the PhD students, at least once I met when they threatened to protest last week, which was, is it 17th April? Yes. They have completed. The PhD, the leadership that I met, the president, my own good friend, Bansa, he's completed, defended his thesis, his colleagues have completed, but they are waiting for stipends. And some of them have even started working already. They are already teaching in universities here, but they're waiting for taxpayers' money to offset their stipends for them. That is why I believe the new law, Article Section 31 of the new law, the Scholarships Act, is good, because for situations like that, if you decide to stay here and teach, then you have to refund the money that we've spent on you. Because I feel that if you've completed and you are working here, you shouldn't even be asking for old stipends, because you're supposed to go back and save, because it's taxpayers' money that we use to fund these things. So if the taxpayer funds you to come and study, and you have no intentions to come and impact the knowledge that you gain here to build our own nation, and you decide to stay here, and then you continue to say that we promised to pay you stipends and we haven't paid, so we should use more of taxpayers' money to pay that stipends off, when you know very well that you are now settling here, you've gotten a job here, you are not coming back, but you still want taxpayers' money to fund your life. That is not right.
Do you think that there should be an audit of this?
Definitely. The president has asked for an investigation to be done into it. So I think the National Investigation Bureau is handling it. And the truth be told, some of these scholarships were sold. One of the students came to see me with details of how much he paid. I have the information on my phone. I've given it to the National Investigations Bureau. She was charged £12,000. I have the account details of where she paid the money into, the bank account and the name of the account. And so she was promised that if she pays that money into that account, she'll be given the award, and they'll pay off her fees. It's a master's program, so her fees was £16,000. And so she paid off £12,000 to get the letter. And so I asked her, if you have £12,000, why did you buy a scholarship, $16,000? You could have paid it off yourself. She said, oh, they promised to add stipends to it for her. So for her, it was putting in some money and getting more, because then the stipends would take care of her while she's in school. So yes, an investigation must be conducted into it, and heads must roll. Heads must roll. Whoever caused this mess, they have to be accountable. Whether you are in Parliament or you are not in Parliament, everybody must be held accountable.
Let's talk about investment. Let's talk about capital attraction. Let's talk about closing these economic and trade ties between Ghana and the UK. And I know something that you've been very passionate about since you took over, in terms of investment, in terms of pooling capital to Ghana. How has it been on that preliminary engagement? Because there's a time when everybody's looking within, and I know that I stand to be corrected in terms of even official development assistance. It said that UK government has reviewed all those things when it comes to the Republic of Ghana. That personal push to attract capital to Ghana from the UK, how has it been?
It's been great. So since I took over, you know that when we were coming, we were given marching orders of KPIs, and number one on the KPI is economic diplomacy. So I've been pursuing economic diplomacy relentlessly. We personally, on the personal level, I visit the Ghanaian businesses. to interact with them. We have a trade partnership agreement between Ghana and the UK. So when I go to these businesses, I ask them questions, how they get their exports, imports into the UK, the difficulties they face. And so I found out that most of the difficulties they face has to do with certification, because the certification and standardization. Our FDA certificate, I think, is the European one, which is very high. But we have to find a way for the UK to accept that. But we are able to bring in some stuff, not all stuff, non-traditional exports. So yeah, so we've been working on that with the UK side to see how we can fine-tune it, because the trade partnership agreement gives us opportunity to export from Ghana into UK tax-free and tariff-free. So we are looking at a balance of trade where the UK already exports into Ghana, but how can Ghana also leverage and increase our exports? Because His Excellency's vision is that he wants to increase exports, you know. So we are looking at that balance of trade, encourage more exports from Ghana into the UK. So once we get that done, I believe that people would be able to take full advantage of the TPA that we have with the UK. On my side, just this past March 7th, we opened our the first ever trade house, Ghana Export Trade House. And it's in collaboration with Ghana Export Promotion Authority, GEPA. I met with them. I told them that I wanted us to promote exports. So they graciously came, and we opened the Ghana Export Trade House at our Highgate office. And so that is there. That is a smaller version of the dream or what we hope to do. So the bigger version of the trade house, we are looking at opening it somewhere in June or maybe latest by July. That is located at Milton Keynes. The venue is already there. We are looking to stock it up. It's going to be like the version of a Costco version, but only made in Ghana products in there. So Ghanaians can go there and buy whatever they want to buy. It's all inclusive. Made in Ghana dresses, made in Ghana shea butter, black soap, food, all sorts made in Ghana products, because we are trying to promote exports. So, you know, businesses who run here in the UK can also go there and buy as wholesale and put in their shops. Because most of the time, they informed me that they sometimes export from Nigeria. So we are trying to get them, make life easier for them, the businesses here. And Ghanaians, you know, we also love our food. Everywhere we go, we still eat our Ghana food. So make that available for people. And then it would help the economy, producers in Ghana. Because if you're a producer, for instance, you do shito, something as simple as shito, and you're able to package it very well, and you go to the Ghana Export Promotion Center Authority, they would be able to bring your product here, and your product will be on the UK market. So that is the idea that we have with that. I have also held breakfast meetings with the Ghanaian community. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to encourage Ghanaians to go and invest in Ghana. And just 2 days ago, the Bank of Ghana governor launched the remit. What is it called? Remit to invest. Yes, so that's what we are looking at. You know, Ghanaians remittances a loan that we got from Ghanaians living in the diaspora for 2025 was about 7.8 billion, according to the Bank of Ghana.
Is there any share of the UK, not to get the exact figure?
No, yes, but the whole of the diaspora, and I'm not sure you know, but the president has designated the diaspora as the 17th region of Ghana. So that's how serious we take the diasporans. So during my interactions, my business interactions with the diasporans, I try to encourage them to go back home and invest, because, George, every time we talk about investors in Ghana, we are thinking of foreigners. Why can't it be us? When I enter business meetings, business conferences and about Ghana, conferences that they are organizing about investing in Ghana, when I enter, I see only foreigners. I don't see Ghanaians in there. And I go there as a speaker. I'm going to address them to encourage them to go to Ghana. I want to look in the crowd. And as I'm addressing people to come and invest in Ghana, I want to see Ghanaians in that crowd. You see? So I've been pushing this agenda for diasporans to come and invest in Ghana. What do the foreigners see in Ghana that we don't see? There's opportunities. That's why they come. So we should also start looking for that opportunity in our home country to come and invest in Ghana. We've spoken about, you know how we go to the Euro markets to go do the Eurobond. Yeah. They've spoken about, I've had talks with them. Yes, they are talking about diaspora bonds, that they can raise it. If instead of going to the Euro markets, if we say that this is the amount of money we need, this is the collateral for it, they would put, and they know it's safe, it's sovereign, it's safe with the government of Ghana. They are willing to put up money. So
these are Ghanaians here.
Yes, the diaspora bond.
Yeah.
They are committed to diaspora bonds. So I've had that discussions with the diasporans here. That's why I engage them a lot, to know what they expect from us, to know how we can help, to know the ideas they have that we can also implement.
In terms of this diaspora bond, I mean, how eager are they? Because I know that there's something that the finance minister has spoken about, government is working on, and how eager are these Ghanaians here that are willing, if this bond, the finance ministry is through with the prospectus and the scope and all the rest. I get that they will quickly move.
They are as ready as yesterday, because at my last business outreach in SADC, one of them asked me when we were resuming the Eurobond, and they were willing to do, because of the haircuts and all that happened. But thanks be to God, the finance minister is resolving that. So they are willing to support. So if we are buying on the Euro market and they are willing to support, it's a good thing. I think we should implement it.
This trade house, are you just targeting Ghanaians? Because there are still others of other nationalities that appreciate, some would say, our cocoa, our chocolate, certain products from Ghana which they see as high premium. Yeah. I believe the target is not just the
it's not just the diaspora, it's for everybody. We have Africans, Nigerians who eat our food. We have all other Africans. Yes, including Ghana jollof. And yes, our jollof is better.
That's the fight you were going for a long while, man. For a long while.
Yes, so so it's not just for Ghanaians, it's for the whole large market, to promote Ghana, to promote Ghanaian products. People love our shea butter. Our shea butter is foundation for most creams and lotions. So if they can get access to it here, it's much easier. So it's not just for the Ghanaian market, and it's not just food that we are selling at the trade house. Like I said, we are selling artifacts, we're selling clothing, we're selling fabrics, we're selling everything made in Ghana.
Let's look at standardization, and as you look at this trade house, and one thing that has been a challenge, even for the well-established businesses, is about meeting the European Union requirement, meeting the UK requirement. How has also been your engagement like with your authorities in Ghana, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, in trying to work on dealing with standards so that we don't have a whole ship moved and those goods can't enter this market?
Yes, so I think recently our trade officer here went back home to have a meeting on this. The trade ministry held a meeting on this issue, and so we are working at it. We are working at it with our counterparts here to see how it can be resolved. So I hope and pray that as soon as possible that should be resolved in our TPA.
You talked about the Investment and Trade Pact to the UK. I know that several governments around the world are trying to review their development assistance to developed countries or low middle income countries. I mean, now our status has changed, and the World Bank and the IMF recognizes us as a low middle income country. Obviously, there'll be some cuts. In terms of this TPA, do we still have some level of support from the UK government in some strategic sectors of Ghana's economy?
Oh yes, of course. You know, the UK is we have a strong historical history, shared history with the UK. Historically, they are our trade partners. Apart from our bilateral partners, they are our number one trade partners, and so there's a lot that comes from them. You know, their priority area is security, investment. We also have our priority area, and between the two countries, there's a new policy that we are implementing, which is the new UK-Africa approach, which is more of partnership. So we've gone beyond. In the past, the relationship was more of sponsorship, where they would give us this, give us that. But now we are looking at the new UK approach. Is more of partnership. So Africa is more of partners with the UK than the previously when it was more of sponsor.
But do we have what it takes to equally reciprocate some of the investment that they have brought to Ghana? And we can mention a lot of the UK companies that are in Ghana, even at that end.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's always good to start from somewhere. We do. And that is why, for instance, His Excellency the President has said that going forward, we are going to add value to our products. If we continue to be dependent and we don't do anything for ourselves, then we'll continue to be on the sponsorship level. But if we are partners, then we should be able to say that, yes, Gold Board is adding value to our gold. The new laws that governs Gold Board says that the gold must be refined. Do you know that if raw gold is sent out of the country, there are other minerals in the gold that the country loses? Aluminium, so many other minerals that are in the gold. But if we don't refine it in the country, we don't get those extra minerals because we sent the raw gold out. So the new policy that we are implementing under Gold Board is very good. Adding value to our cashew is very good. Adding value to all our products before it goes out.
That's what, Madam, I was asking about, in terms of development assistance, have we seen some cut from the UK government, or it is still the historical ties? We're still having some support from them?
Oh yes, they do. They do. I think recently the Ministry of Finance signed an agreement with them.
And it's looking good, because there's someone saying that a lot of the developed countries are reviewing their assistance because there are a lot of problems.
No, you see, that's why I said they have their priority areas. We also have our priority areas. So in their priority areas, it's still coming. We have a very good relationship with the UK when it comes to that. So in terms of security, investment, growth, you know, they are there.
I'm yet to hear the official response from the UK government as an official to this issue. But do you think that it's one of the challenges that has come up to your table that you need to quickly move and resolve, the issue about reparations? And I know that when it comes to slave trade, the UK government and whatever it is, but we've not, I stand to be educated. How has this, or does this pose a major challenge for our diplomatic, economic and trade ties?
Not at all, not at all. Not at all.
Are you engaging them to try and smoothen the edges?
No, no issue has come to my table, so I'm not aware of any issue that has come to my table. I mean, how many countries voted? 123 countries voted in favor. Yes, so it was voted for at the UN level. So I don't think, and the UK, what's the word? They didn't vote. So I don't see any issue that has come up. No issue has come up.
I'm looking at a situation where now there's talk about, even some will say that admitting a loan comes with its own legal challenges, and you've seen the US government react to it as well. There are some saying that this could be a little dip in terms of our diplomatic relationship.
No, not at all. I can assure you sitting here that nothing of the sort has happened. In fact, we have a very good relationship with them. Nothing of the sort has happened. I mean, if you feel that some wrong was done to you, and you are asking that this is a wrong that was done. I mean, other atrocities that happened to other groups of people have been acknowledged as crimes against humanity. So why can't we also, ask that this thing that happened to us was not good enough? And what are we asking for? We are asking for that it be admitted as gravest crime against humanity, and that our dignity be restored. So I don't really see where the problem
in
lies.
pushing for dignity to be restored. There are some Ghanaians, and I know this is not the official position of government, who are pushing for some compensation to the country Ghana, not necessarily cash, but certain things should be done to in terms of memory, in terms of support for if the economies was affected badly, people of Cape Coast, people of maybe the Ghana area and all the rest. What do you make of this? Is not an official position of government. Well, you see,
it's not official, and it's not just government Ghana that is asking for it. We have our Caribbean brothers and sisters, CARICOM, also pushing. They are actually even asking for monetary compensation. So CARICOM have been leading this reparation for very long. It wasn't getting anywhere until we came in, and then we got a table that the UN and had the resolution passed. So CARICOM actually, they are in the Caribbeans. They feel the end results of slavery. They were left there, and so they are really asking for more. So it is not just a Ghana thing. It's an AU thing, CARICOM, and all the other Caribbean countries that are involved.
As a diplomat yourself, were you surprised by, I know Ghana did a lot of work, and I know you also contributed, the response at the UN level to this Ghana's presentation?
Like I said to you, CARICOM has been leading this for very long, and it was in the process. So for Ghana to come and lead it and have it resolved was a great deal.
This is PM Express Business Edition, coming to you live from London, where we are engaging Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK, and I also talk about trade investment relation between the two countries and all the other issues that has come up, and how the new High Commissioner is working to resolve all these issues. This is PM Express Business Edition. We'll be right back after this break.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number one, let's bring Baby Girl. Let's bring. You did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes.
If you want quality, this be where you belong.
Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it dey carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it dey make water dey flow. Syntex, strong, tough.
Turn your home and office design dreams into reality. Here at Lesh Fortune, interior design is our passion. Customized interior design solutions, top of the range products such as curtains and accessories, blinds and accessories, trendy for bespoke hotel, home and office furniture, top-notch space design services.
I'm the CEO of Builders Estates. When it comes to putting the final touch on all my building projects, I look no further than Lesh Fortune for all my interior decoration needs. They bring your ideas to life.
Turning your house into a home. It's more than just a service. You need beauty and elegance, and the expertise is very important. That's why I choose Lesh Fortune Limited, because they have experience.
Yes, indeed. With our many years of experience, we would excite you. So make that call now. Call us on 0244-265588 or 0302-811163. Lesh Fortune Limited.
Lesh Fortune Limited. Unleashing luxury with perfection, one space at a time.
Lesh Fortune Limited.
Oh, miss you guys.
For every sacrifice.
Hey, darling.
Close your eyes, baby.
Every silent prayer.
Wow.
Thank you for being a wonderful woman.
Thank you.
I'm sure you love it.
She gave her all. Now it's your turn to give back something precious.
For everything you are and all things you do. Happy Mother's Day, love.
Oh, thank you.
This Mother's Day, celebrate her with something as precious as she is. Gold bought jewelry. Pure, precious, proudly Guinean.
Can tee up someone in red. Here it goes someone.
That's who goal is for. I got 5 champions league. You want to know?
I be the real goat, Chairman. I'm the real goat. The life magician.
Who is the goat? Ghana Jollof or Nigerian Jollof?
Ghana Jollof has no co-equal. The smell alone. Oh my God.
No, that shift. You two they lie, eh? Now the same stew when they use cook the rice and then they go put them for top.
You are lying. Ghana Jollof.
Are you busy? Forget everybody. Yeah. My guy. Put some respect on the goat.
On the goat. The only goat I know lives in Tama.
Every year we dey give to you back.
We are talking about BET. I want some Yaji face.
Except be the goat, huh?
My guy, him be the goat.
Though our choice of goats may differ in football, music, and jollof, Alomobitis always brings us together. Alomo, experience greatness in every moment.
Drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18 and recommended to pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back to PM Express Business Edition as we talk about economy, trade and investment between Ghana and the UK and how are we position ourselves to be the preferred country for the investors in the UK environment, and what else you're doing to address some of the issues home when it comes to the business environment, engaging Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and Ireland, Her Excellency Madam Zita Benz. Madam, thank you so much. Also, there have been issues about investment protection that I know has come up strongly in your engagement. What are you doing to ensure that when someone in UK, maybe Harold says that, okay, we want to make Ghana our bureau in West Africa, the investment security, how are you working to resolve that when a different administration comes, agreement that you sign, they meet the tenets of all these things?
Well, you are very much aware of that the investment in Ghana is safe, that we have a stable political system, that when there's an election, there's always like a safe change of government from one democracy from one government to the other. We always enjoy that peace and stability. And we have investors in Ghana who have been there for years. They are there. Their investments are safe. So Ghana is actually safe to invest in. And that's why we promote investments in Ghana. You know, look at the turbulence happening in other regions. This is the time that companies should even consider moving to Ghana, because Ghana is safe as it is in our region.
When you engage some of these businesses here, and that's the foreigners, not the Ghanaians, I'll come to that, what is their major concern when they tell you privately in the year, you know, and what are their concerns?
Well, I will be frank with you. They have concerns, and some of the concerns has to do with bureaucracy. Bureaucracy, and sometimes people at agencies that are supposed to. I'll get into trouble if I say it, but I hope I don't get into trouble. Should I say it?
Oh, go ahead, Your Excellency. I mean, not mention names, but I mean...
No, you know, sometimes people come and this is feedback. I'm not saying it. This is feedback that I picked from interacting with Ghanaians. And for those who want to invest in Ghana, and they are like, you know, so first of all, sometimes they use family members and to lead the projects for them. And their monies get lost in the system because the people don't invest the money where they ask them to. So, you know, so I advise them sometimes to just find time, go to the agencies that they want to invest in and find out that how am I supposed to do this? What's the procedure? How do I go about this? Rather than depending on friends and relatives who would take the money and not do the investment that you ask them to. Number two is the bureaucracy that I spoke about. So go here, come here, go here, and sometimes frustrates them and they go back. So number three is has to do with, you know, people in charge at offices. When you go, you have to put something under the envelope, and the people here are not used to that. Over here, when you apply for something, once you qualify immediately, you'll be at home, you get a mail that your application has been approved. Whereas back home, you know, somebody at some desk will decide to sit on it and frustrate you until you give out some money. So that also frustrates them.
An investment promotion bill now is an authority. They've tried to waive minimum capital requirement. I don't know whether it came up, but I just want to get your thought. For you, how refreshing is it for Your Excellency that now there isn't, apart from going into the retail space, there isn't a minimum capital requirement, so that if somebody here in UK, a foreigner, wants to do business in Ghana, coughing up that initial capital has now been waived. For you, how critical is it, and making your job more easier now to convince them to come to Ghana?
Yes, of course, it makes my job easier, because then you don't have to find that huge amount to be able to come into Ghana, because we are looking for more investors to come, people to bring their monies. You know, as they say, everybody should, all hands on board. You know, so it's a good thing. It's a good thing, and as you are aware, the Free Zones Authority is also there. They also have some incentives for investors. So all through, Ghana is trying to encourage investments by the various laws and through the various authorities.
Some are saying that we find ourselves in a very difficult place where everyone is looking for investment. How are we positioning ourselves as Company Ghana, CEO Madam Zita Benson in UK, our unique selling points to make us the preferred place for businesses in the UK? I mean, I was talking to one of my friend who worked at the bank, a vice president, who's a Ghanaian actually. We talk about sometimes the wealth he's seen, generational wealth in the UK held by UK and Londoners, and they are looking for opportunities to do business. Yeah. How are we placing ourselves as the best place to do business compared to South Africa, compared to Nigeria, compared to Egypt, Morocco, and Algeria?
So Ghana is relatively safe in our region. Ghana has a stable democracy. We have structures and institutions in place to protect investments. We are the gateway to Africa. Where else to do business? You know, that's why I said, in these turbulent times of what's going on in other regions, you know, I'm praying that we would have new businesses seeing the potential that Ghana holds to come and set up in Ghana, because it's much safer to do business in Ghana.
Talking about your drive, zeal, and push for investment, I understand that you're doing something in UK here in June. Yeah. Is it another version of Remade to Invest, or?
No.
Tell me more about this. That I saw it on the socials and I said, no, I should also get your thoughts on that one as well.
So it's an investment summit that we're having June 1st to June 2nd. So we're trying to sort of present Ghana's new economic reforms to investors, showcase Ghana's bankable projects, bring businesses together so that they can have business-to-business meetings, government-to-business meetings, and see how best we can push the agenda of investments in Ghana, into Ghana.
So what should we be expecting? Is it in terms of the form, the structure, and everything as well? I saw that social media post that also had the president also on us. It does mean that the president is going to be here to convince these people that, see, Maba, and I'm giving you the assurance
that tells you how important this summit is, because the president himself is our keynote speaker. He will be here. Actually, he will be meeting the diasporans the day before, 31st May, to have a town hall meeting with them, to interact with them. He requested that he wanted to meet them because since he came into power, he hasn't met them yet. So he asked that since you'll be here for the summit, he would want to meet the diasporans. So we've arranged that he will meet them at the Dominion Center on the 31st of May from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We want to tap into the diasporan capital that we have here. So it's the diaspora meeting and the summit is all in an effort to tap into our diasporan capital. They have the skills, they have the funding, they have everything. It's right in front of us. We have to tap into it.
Engaging some of the Ghanaians in US during my IMF visit, and I'll come more back to the summit. They argue that they don't just want to be seen as an avenue for just sending money, but also they want to play a key role when it comes to skills, when it comes to advice as well. What is your position in terms of engaging some of these diasporans here, that it's not just about your money, but also the knowledge, the skills, and even sometimes they want to participate in the local politics?
Well, we have a few of them who come down to participate in local politics, which is good because they bring on board new ideas, because living abroad, you learn a lot of things. So it's good that they are interested in local politics as well. But like I said, they have the skills, they have the knowledge, and it's good that we bring them on board to help with the national agenda of growth. And in my interaction with some of them, like when I visited a home care company, I entreated them to come home and set one up. Because back home, we don't have all these home companies that take care of the sick and the aged. So if, for instance, you live abroad and your mom is aged, you can't leave your job here in your family to go and take care of your mom. But you know that if your mom is in that home, she's being professionally taken care of, rather than, at the mercy of family and friends who may even be abusive towards her. So I've been encouraging them to transfer some of these skills home and come and set up businesses in Ghana, which I believe that would be patronized.
And I don't know where this has gotten to, maybe because maybe it goes to, I know that we had ROPAL and all the rest, and what state have we gotten to in terms of the briefing that has been given to you, where Ghanaians?
This is the third time that I'm being asked about ROPAL this week. This is the third time. Yeah, this is the third time. Yes, this is the third time that I'm being asked about ROPAL this week. Unfortunately, like I told the previous ones, ROPAL is as old as it's there. So the electoral commissioner probably will be the best person. So far as I'm concerned, I haven't been given any update on it. the status we know of ROPA is what as it stands, and I don't want to say anything that would be considered my position. That's not my position. The electoral commissioner should be the best person to answer that question.
But I mean, for you as a lawyer, you are not opposed to any moves that would encourage Ghanaians outside to vote?
Not at all.
You think it's a good thing?
Well,
because there's some who argue that you want people on the ground and people outside and all the rest. So there have been several before and against argument, whilst these things are being worked on too.
Yeah. Well, let's wait and see what the government or government position whatever government position is what I would work with.
At the end of the day, for this summit, what are you hoping to achieve? And not some who will say that, oh, the company Ghana, Dada Noah.
We are hoping to see some tangible results. We are not doing this just on our own as government of Ghana. We are working with the host country, the UK government. We are working with the UK government. We have companies coming from Scotland. We have companies coming from Northern Ireland to take part in this. The host country is very much interested in this investment forum because it's not just about us, businesses moving into Ghana. They also have to create the grounds for their companies here to see how best their companies can expand in other regions. And with the UK leaving Brexit, with UK leaving the Brexit, there's that vacuum. So they are also looking for new partners to work with, and that's where Ghana comes in. And so when you see an opportunity, you jump in. So they being our traditional partners, it's an opportunity for us to be able to step in and take advantage of that investment gap or whatever it is that has been left. So yes, we are going to make our pitch. We have the president himself in attendance. We have government officials. We have CEOs. We have private sector being there. There's going to be B2B meetings. There's going to be G2B meetings. We'll have panels addressing the audience. We would have some roundtable meetings for businesses who are interested in certain sectors. So the sector ministers and agency heads will be there to address the issues that the businesses may have. It's going to be in health, agribusiness, trade, fintech, AI, energy, green energy, a whole lot of areas, specific areas that we have selected as core areas. 24-hour economy authority. Don't laugh. Don't start.
Sorry.
So 24-hour economy would also be there to pitch investors here, investors that will be interested in setting up factories back home to roll out the 24-hour economy.
In terms of tightening the loose ends in Ghana, in the past there were issues about power supply and but active and reliable power supply in Ghana. As you make this pitch, do you think that all the loose ends in Ghana has been addressed, that it won't be a challenge at all?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. Every country has loose ends. Every country, the things are not rosy all over. Every country, and with power supply, I believe the president said it is not doing so, but they are trying to resolve issues that were left unattended to make it better. And it's better to correct the issues than wait for it to get out of hand. So I don't think it's a permanent problem that we are dealing with. I don't think so.
There's talk about a one-stop shop in terms of when it comes to investment that anyone from the UK can walk into. Is this something that you think it's a good idea and that it should be strongly enforced, that I can walk into the investment promotion authorities offices today and I can do everything within a day, some are saying, if it's possible?
Well, maybe it would help, but there are different sectors that people are interested in, you see, and so those agencies probably will be the best to direct you on what to do. So for instance, if you want to set up a restaurant or a hotel, you know you have to go to the Ghana Tourism Authority. If you are interested in manufacturing health products, you know you have to go to the Ministry of Health. So it's kind of dicey. It's kind of dicey to say that. But maybe the initial setup of registering a company and doing that is what you would say. But the agencies are there to guide you.
You think that now Ghana is poised and positioned, and now Ghana means business?
Oh, yes, of course. That's why we're here. The research agenda is on course. We are also doing our best here in the UK to help with His Excellency's research agenda. And that's the essence of this investment summit. That's the essence. And this is just one of
several things
that we're doing. We've had the breakfast meetings. I do address investors in private meetings, breakfast meetings organized by they themselves. They are interested in Ghana. Like I said, I told you, so they would organize, I would go and address them and tell them the opportunities that are available to them in Ghana. And if there are any, some of them need directions, some of them need help. So sometimes, I remember there's one doctor who came to see me. He's interested in introducing AI into our health system. So he gave the example that, for instance, you are traveling from Kumasi to Accra, and God forbid you have an accident, but they take you to the nearest health post. There's no doctor there. What he wants to do is that the setup would be such that a doctor in Konfanochi or Accra or Kolebu or Ridge would be called, and through AI, the doctor would be able to give instructions to a nurse on duty to take care of you so that they're able to save your life immediately, rather than you driving all the way to maybe Kumasi or Accra, and by which time you would have died. So these are things, and so with such people, they don't know where to start from. So when they come here, I personally lead the way for them. I make calls. I give them recommendation letters to go and see the the minister, the minister in charge of that, or the CEO in charge of that sector, and they are taken care of when they get to Accra, and they are very happy. They always come back and thank me for the assistance that I give them.
Chief Investment Promoter.
Yes.
This is PM Express Business Edition coming to you live from London as we engage Ghana's High Commissioner to Land, UK and Ireland. Talk about investment, talk about business, talk about the economy, and what the new High Commissioner is pushing to make Ghana their preferred investment destination. And I'll be right back after this break.
Are ready for what's about to happen? Only on Joy Prime Television.
All right.
Listen. Okay. Yeah. Hey, my name is MC Kofi Darlington. Out here, my sister, the guy is quick. Giving the rappers the platform to show their flow. They go blow. Beats and bars, the hardest thing. You get past spit up, the baddest thing. This with the mic, make me see the fire. No darling, cause we know the tire.
Stage and that's it. Mike and I are ready. What's a rap? So now you will rap. Beats and bars. You get bars, challenge.
Yo.
This is not just rap.
This is not just lyrics. This is war on the mic. Yes, you're welcome to Beats and Bars, the ultimate community rap show, live on Joy Prime Television. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we bring rappers from your community to show us what they've got.
Two communities, two fellas and seas. I'm the guy, a queen sister stand to be. Hey, guy, and I'm doing this with my brother.
Yeah, you know when the queen is on, the king is on. My name is MC Kofi Darlington, the only MC with a sauce to spice it all up. And ladies and gentlemen, beats and bars, we say, you get bars, split them. All right.
Rounds, freestyle, rep your community and brag. You know what I'm saying?
You heard that. You have just 3 rounds to prove yourself as a rapper. Every other Saturday, live on Joy Prime Television. Make sure you sit down, 8 p.m. Join us with some cool drink and enjoy the party, man. Your palm is smelling good. Ten bars.
You got bars.
Spin it down.
Welcome back to PM Express Business Edition to look at how to close the gap between Ghana and UK when it comes to investment, business, and the economic ties. Her Excellency, Madam Zita Benson, is Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and Ireland. As you wrap up, Madam, do you miss Ghana?
Oh, well, home is home. Ghana is home. They say it's home sweet home. Ghana is home, but I think that since I got here, I've been very, very busy. And so I don't even have the luxury of missing, you know, but home is always home. And I have the Ghanaian community here is huge. I always see people around. We have our Ghanaian food here. There's everything here. Yeah, but yes, once in a while, yes.
You miss the politics. We knew as the minister the things you did, and some are saying that they're already missing you. But do you miss the politics, the opportunity to defend this kind, the opportunity to clarify issues, looking at where you were before and now some feel that you're so much restricted? Do you miss that opportunity?
Well, miss politics. Politics is part of me. I do politics in my own way. Maybe not as actively or out in the open, you know, like probably I used to. But you know, I enjoy active politics. I do.
So you miss it, of course. I mean, because we knew what you did when you were Minister of State, yes, and the work you did to explain government policies, clarify a lot of issues, and even you were also a lawyer, so the legal issues as well. And some are saying that we are missing Madam in terms of this experience to tap into it. And that's why I'm asking that for you, do you miss that opportunity?
I do it here. I do it here. Whatever I'm doing, if you follow my socials, you realize that I'm very active here. So whatever I would have, I do in Accra, I think I'm still very active here. So I still engage people, maybe now more diplomatically than I would have politically.
I mean, let's look at this administration. If you want to sit back and look at what you've done, do you think that you have lived up to expectation in terms of your manifesto and the promise to the people of Ghana?
Of course, yes. My brother, if you recall, in 2024, just before we took over, the exchange rate was performing very badly. A dollar was about 17 cedis to $1. You know, everything was just had gone out of control in the system. There was real hardship, and since we took office in our second year now, we've managed to stabilize the dollar. We've put in place policies that is holding the economy strong. And once the economy is strong, inflation is controlled. You know, prices of goods come down. People are happy. People are happy. If you recall, just before we took office, the economy of Ghana had been rated to, I don't want to use the word junk, but we were not credit worthy at the time. But that has changed. We are now at a B or something. If correct me. Yes, with the stable. So the economy is doing well, and that encourages investors to come in. So once we've been able to even stable our credit rating, people now have confidence to come in. That's when you get people coming to set up, and then it brings money into the system.
Madam, if the new leader, when His Excellency ends his tenure, the new leader who takes over comes to you to tap into your brains to help the party in the new administration, will you accept that offer?
I mean, I'm NDC. You said it. I'm a politician. I serve my party, and I serve my country. So it's not about personalities at this point. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's about what we have to offer in terms of experience and in terms of knowledge and in terms of willing to serve the people.
As a vice president or a running mate to that person, would you take it?
What a setup question. Can we jump to the next question?
Okay. So, I mean, I'm just asking, if that offer is made to you, is it something you will consider, you will look at that, whoever that person is, not to put out...
I have nothing against any personality in my party. So whoever calls on me to work with them as High Commissioner, whatever, I would serve.
Your final words to the people, the diasporans in the UK, and even those in Ghana as well.
Yes, so to the diasporans here, I just want to thank them for how the relationship that I have with them. I consider them family, because when I go amongst them, they make me feel very much loved. So I just want to use the opportunity to thank them and assure them that we will continue to serve them. If they have any problems or issues, they are always welcome to call on me. Some of them actually reach out to me on Facebook Messenger when they have questions, and I always answer them. So we are here to serve you. We are here to support you. We are here to protect and promote your interests as diasporans. And like I always encourage you when I meet you, come home and invest. Come and set up something in Ghana that you can call your own. We need investors, but we want the investors also to be one of us. We want to empower our own people. We want to enrich our own people. How best can you do it? You have to take that small step to say that I am going into Ghana, I'm going to invest in Ghana. To the people back home, I just want to say thank you for your support of this government. His Excellency is focused on his recent reset agenda. And as you can see, he wants to make the economy stable, and then everything else will follow. There are so many things that he's doing on the side to make the lives of Ghanaians better. So continue to have faith in us as a government. We promise to deliver to our full capacity.
Madam, I appreciate your time so much for this opportunity. Now, I will be coming back more to look at some of the business investment drive and also to try and deal with any gap between the UK and Ghana when it comes to trade, investment and the economy. This has been PM Express Business Edition. Came to you from London and not in Accra as you engage Her Excellency Madam Zita Benson, Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and the Ireland Republic in terms of investment, trade, the economy, and pushing forward how we can close the gap and tighten the partnership between these two countries. My name is George Wiafe. I've been your host for PM Express Business Edition. Have a great day.
Hello there, and thanks for staying with us on the Joy News channel as we head into this special conversation with the founder and leader of the Bold New Normal initiative, Lucy Quist. The international business who doubles as the managing director and head of transformation at the Barclays Corporate Bank has dedicated a substantial amount of her profession and time towards Africa's leadership and transformation. The author of the Bold New Normal is set to expand the initiative internationally, having successfully held 4 conferences in the past years. Lucy Quist is our guest. Hello to you, Lucy.
Hello, and it's so good to see you again.
Yes, after quite a while.
Yes, a few years now, but you were there early time,
Yes.
Bold New Normal interviewing me, so I feel like I've come home again. Yeah.
Let's get to it. Well, many of us may have heard of the Bold New Normal. Well, this might be the 4th time for anyone who's attended the conferences that you've held. But let's refresh the minds of those who are at least getting to know about the Bold New Normal this time round. What is the Bold New Normal?
Yeah, really good question. You know, the Bold New Normal is really about the fact that we need to rethink our own African prosperity, right? So ultimately, it's about creating our normal and change for us, something that's new, but doing it with a degree of boldness and courage that really upsets the status quo. And for me, it started from just trying to engage young people more than a decade ago, trying to engage young people, mentoring, writing, engaging them, which then led to sort of a TED Talk in 2016.
Right.
Then a book in 2019.
Wow.
And then it's been a continuous journey from then. But the actual title, The Bold New Normal, was first used in 2016, which is 10 years ago, as a result of all the work I had been doing. But it's about us creating our own African prosperity.
Transformation. Where does it have to start from?
It starts from the individual.
Right.
This is the thing. The thing about transformation is that, and this is what the Bold New Normal is about, it's so easy to not only articulate what we want, but to articulate what someone else should do, right? I could look at you and give you 10 things that I think, let's do this, do this, do this. But the harder thing is for me to change myself. Every time I go into a room to speak, I ask people here have something about themselves that they'd love to change. And everybody raises their hand. There isn't one person who goes, oh, for me, I'm perfect. And then I ask them, how hard or easy is it to change? And then the penny starts to drop. The transformation not only is an individual endeavor, but it's also a challenging endeavor. So nobody says any of this is easy. But it's the very reason why we have to do it. If it was easy, it would have been done already. If it's hard, then we have to be deliberate and intentional about our choice to achieve our prosperity.
So it's about conquering the man or the woman in the mirror.
Yes, I like that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah. But if it's about the individual, how then does that translate into national transformation?
Really, really good question.
Yeah.
So if you think about the fact that as an individual, how do we start to engage all the way up to national? We first have to focus on ourselves. And I always say that the first person you lead is yourself. If you can successfully influence yourself to make changes, then you start to influence those around you, your sphere of influence. Maybe you belong to a family. You may or may not be a parent. Even if you're a parent, you have children to influence, a spouse to influence. If you're not a parent, you have siblings, schoolmates, there are different people around you. Then you have your workplace where you're part of a community of workers and a social community, right? Which also means that you can influence other people by your behavior and your choices. And if people are influenced by your behavior and your choices to make better choices, then you're beginning to impact the unit of the country, which is the family, the corporation, the community, the society. And then you start to see that we each can take that national conversations, challenging our expectations of what acceptable leadership is, and being willing to be contributors to meaningful leadership, i.e. we will hold ourselves to account the same way we want to hold someone else to account. And you know, Bless, what that changes is that it changes who feels they have the moral and leadership authority to guide us if our expectations are higher.
Yeah. And what's uniquely challenging about what you're doing is that it's happening within an African context, where the opportunities, say, might not be as equal as someone who's out of the continent. So how then are you still confident that this will work in the African context?
My confidence comes from the people that I've dealt with and my own life, to be fair. So for me, the starting point is that when I think about my life and I think about the transformation that has brought me to where I am, it doesn't even start with myself. If I think about the fact that my grandparents have had no formal education, not a word of classroom stuff, right? It takes a big transformation to go from a generation that has no education to even my parents' generation, where they're educated. My dad, was an engineer. My mom went to middle school. And then you come to me, and I've done more than my parents have done, both academically and professionally. But it started somewhere. So that's an example of transformation that's real, because if you put me next to any of my grandparents who unfortunately are not alive it's night and day. You're like, how do these people produce this woman, right? So that's the first example. But the other thing that gives me concrete confidence is so many of the young people that I've encountered on this journey. I talk about the Bold New Normal being formally named 10 years ago, in 2016. But when I cast my mind back to all the years and all the younger people that I've engaged, and I see how the transformation journey they have been on, it just amazes me. And I'll take you even outside of Accra. So in February, I was back in Kinshasa to work on the normal. Kinshasa is in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And I was so impressed, not only to see so many of the young people I'd worked with many, many years ago, 15 or so years ago, how they had become senior people, but actually them coming back to me with stories of things I told them, things I did with them, the ways I encouraged them, and what that has meant to their personal transformation. So for me, they are evidence that we can do this.
Shifting mindsets, you argue, is one of the ways of achieving that. How do we easily get people to, shift their mindset from where it used to be?
It's not easy. So I'm not going to pretend and say, you just show up and you say some nice things and everything is perfect. But there are two things that I think are absolutely key. The two things are, people need role models. They need to see examples of people who are doing the things you are claiming yield benefit. That's number one. The second thing is that people need to see real of outcomes. What does a changed mindset produce? What will I get out of changing my mindset? Because let's face it, every human being thinks, what's in it for me? You can't get away from that. It's natural human nature. If someone thinks what's in it for them, I don't mean what's in it for them in a negative sense. I mean, what's in it for them to invest their time, energy in that personal transformation that will then yield the economic benefit that is the prosperity of them, their society, and their country. Role models and examples of real outcomes. And we talk about these things repeatedly at the Bold New Normal conference, especially, and also on my podcast, because we actually do have examples of people who have done this. We just need to keep building to get a critical mass of people who are doing this.
And if I'm looking for an example, I won't look too far. You're right here before us. You've inspired so many young women. But of course, the specific case of women and women empowerment in Africa ought to be re-emphasized, that we need more women, inspiring more women, and also these younger women looking up to the likes of yourself.
I agree. And you're right. The Bold New Normal is for everyone. But you're right that there's a particular case when it comes to women. And the way it manifests, I actually have this debate with a lot of, women who have been on these transformative journeys. And the way I articulate it to them is back to, you remember my point about the role modeling. A lot more need to be willing to be visible in a constructive, positive way. I know it's hard. I know that sometimes from a societal point of view, should be seen and not heard, and they should be reserved and so on. And I understand. So I